This has been a national story, guys.
Yeah. So I know that Zach wanted the mic, so we're gonna let Zach have the mic.
Please take the mic.
It's just incredible. I truly, it is just incredible to me, day in and day out, that these people get paid millions of dollars to sit on ESPN and just say nonsense. And then once they're proven wrong, they're just like, I didn't say that. And the biggest culprit, Stephen A. Smith, this is an all-time Stephen A. Smith moment for me. For those of you who don't know, 2 weeks ago, we had the fantastic talking point of, were the Ravens getting their money's worth with Lamar? Despite the fact Lamar graded as the top offensive player that week in the league,
Right.
and the Ravens only lost because of 8 drop passes.
Right.
So now fast forward to Lamar is having an MVP type campaign again, and Stephen A. Smith has this to say.
The question is, are the Ravens getting their money's worth on Lamar Jackson?
No.
The answer is no.
That was
The answer is no.
Lamar Jackson has to make sure, because we all know he's worth his money because he's box office. You walk through the turnstiles to see him. So I don't know what this debate was about whether or not he's worth his money. Of course he's worth his money.
What are we talking about?
I don't know what this debate is. You were the one who debated it.
Right.
It was a headline
It was the headline.
on First Take.
Yeah.
It was a headline
It was in
on
bold.
the program.
And this was like after Kimberly Martin had already roasted him, Dan Orlovsky already roasted him, and like, it's crazy to me that
He's box office.
Shannon Sharp is also Shannon Sharp is also in this camp. Like, you heard him in the beginning when he was asking about has Lamar played like was the money worth it? And you heard Shannon Sharp in the background yelling no. And it's just like, these guys it was clear to me that neither one of those guys watched that Steelers game at all.
Not at all.
Not even a little bit.
No.
But yeah, I will say this though with it. He was trying to say, was he worth it or is he playing up to it? But the reality is, I mean, tomato. Why is that even either being discussed? Yes, he deserved the money, and yes, he's playing up to the contract because he's going out there and impacting the game. We've talked about this. When Lamar Jackson plays, he wins.
Yeah.
And then you're going to get on him or discredit him because he's had 2 injuries that have ended his season. And yes, your best ability is availability. But when Lamar Jackson's on the field, the Ravens can beat any team in the NFL.
Got his 50th win yesterday, and that makes him 50-18.
Yeah.
How many other teams are going to kill for that guy and spend the money?
Well,
unless you're the Falcons.
Yeah, apparently, according to a bunch of these fan bases that are having a lot of quarterback issues this season, which is funny, they didn't want Lamar in the offseason. They were perfectly fine with their quarterback, and now they get to watch Desmond Ridder take the field every 7 days.
Well, and, I think the thing that this is what grinds my gears. I just want people to be realistic. If he's sucking or he's not playing well, people are going to say, hey, he's not playing well. Like we've discussed on here, ball security. And there's been handoff issues. There's been holding on to the ball. Like that's not a, unknown discussion or talking point with Lamar Jackson, but name another quarterback that can do what he can do. Where a broken play, it looked like, or maybe it was designed, I don't know, but then Gus Edwards catches it and goes 80 yards.
Right.
Or
dump pass.
Or 9 seconds of buying time in and out of the pocket, or Lamar will go one side, break contain, get outside and pick up a first down and run 50, 60 yards just to get 3, but to keep a drive alive. It's those little things that help take a team from this level to the next. And Lamar Jackson and the Ravens are starting to do that. And you guys brought it up earlier.
Yeah.
It does feel like the 2019 Lamar Jackson and MVP. And quite frankly,
Trust.
I don't think he's scratching the surface.
Trust. That's all I can. Every time I think of 2019, I just feel the urge to yell "Truz" with a Z. That was the other thing. Okay, while we're on this topic, real quick, Lamar Jackson said, over the offseason when he wasn't under contract, his tattoo across his chest has Ravens wings and says Truz. What was he going to do if he signed elsewhere?
He had to have signed with like The Falcons.
The Falcons. That
Or
was the
the-
only option. He
or the-
literally only had one option.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he could have taken Kyler Murray's place, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, you just brought up Kyler Murray. We wanted to just talk about this because the conversation's been, with quarterbacks being worth the money. And again, stupid discussion to have. But Brad, we did bring up the fact of quarterbacks recently that have signed big contracts. If we run through it, who really has lived up to that contract? And yes, Lamar Jackson's deal is new. Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, newer contracts, right? But overall, if we're going to have a discussion, why is it just Lamar Jackson, who's already been an MVP, who's only 26, I believe, in the NFL?
Yes, 26.
He's 26 years old, and some of these quarterbacks have taken time or haven't even accomplished nowhere near to the level of play that Lamar has so far in his now sixth season in the NFL.
It's one of those things where literally every stat that you pull up or see on ESPN and stuff, it's like Lamar Jackson's the first person to accomplish this before such and such age. And then you look and he's done it so much better than everyone else. It's like, oh, he has the most wins by a quarterback before reaching this age. And it's like, he's at 50 and the next guy's like 32. And it's like, okay, he's dominating. And
they showed the graphic of Pat Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Lamar, and they were the top 3 points per game quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, and
as well. So, I think Lamar was 27.4 yards or 24.7. I might have that mixed up, but either way, it was a ton. He's in the top 3.
Yeah, it's
points
just
per game.
And yet, week in and week out, all the analysts want to do is what could Lamar have done better? I mean, the man won a unanimous MVP with Willie Snead. I mean, how much more do we? I love Willie Snead. Was one of my favorite guys when he was here. But come on, to win you think Pat Mahomes is winning a unanimous MVP with Willie Snead? No,
He's never won a unanimous MVP.
No.
He hasn't, but I will say Pat Mahomes, I tweeted that out. I love people's thoughts about this, but the top 2 playmakers in my mind in the NFL are Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. I'll give Pat Mahomes number 1. I mean, guys won Super Bowls, plural. He finds ways to win over and over, but there's no other quarterback that can do what Lamar Jackson can do and Patrick Mahomes. Those 2 guys are in a class of their own just on playmaking ability.
Yeah.
And I think that we're going to start seeing more of this Lamar Jackson as this offense continues to evolve. But